Mr. Lockwood arrived at Wuthering Heights, the home of his landlord, Mr. Heathcliff, on a harsh winter afternoon. The house stood alone on the wild Yorkshire moors in northern England. A reluctant servant let him in. Inside, the atmosphere was cold and unwelcoming. A tall, brooding man named Heathcliff sat by the fire. A pale young and sad-looking woman sat nearby, while a rough, unkempt young man sat next to her. There was no warmth between them. When a snowstorm prevented Mr. Lockwood from leaving, Heathcliff grudgingly allowed him to stay. That night, in a dusty old bedroom, Mr. Lockwood found the name Catherine Earnshaw scratched into the windowpane. Suddenly, a whisper broke the silence. "Let me in. I'm cold." A ghostly hand appeared on the glass. Terrified, Lockwood screamed. Heathcliff rushed in. "Catherine," he cried into the night, his voice filled with anguish. The next morning, shaken by what he had seen, Mr. Lockwood returned to Thrushcross Grange and asked the housekeeper, Nellie Dean, about Catherine Earnshaw and Heathcliff. Nellie sighed. "It is a tragic tale," she said. "Years ago, Mr. Earnshaw, the owner of Wuthering Heights, brought home an orphan boy, Heathcliff. He raised him alongside his children, Hindley and Catherine. While Hindley resented Heathcliff, Catherine grew to love him. They were wild, inseparable, and roamed the moors freely. Their childhood was wild and free, but their fate changed when Mr. Earnshaw died, leaving Hindley in charge of Wuthering Heights. Heathcliff was immediately reduced to a servant under Hindley's harsh rule. Despite this, Catherine and Heathcliff remained close. One evening, they wandered near Thrushcross Grange, the home of Linton family. They peered through the windows and mocked the refined Edgar Linton and Isabella Linton. When they were discovered, Heathcliff was chased away, but Catherine was taken inside after injuring her ankle. She stayed at Thrushcross Grange for weeks, growing fond of Edgar's gentleness and wealth.
She was drawn to the refined life at Thrushcross Grange and became close to Edgar Linton. One evening, Catherine confided in Nellie, saying, "I love Heathcliff, but marrying him would degrade me. So, I will marry Edgar and help Heathcliff rise." Heathcliff overheard only the first part of her confession. Heartbroken, he fled Wuthering Heights without a word. Catherine married Edgar Linton and became the lady of Thrushcross Grange. But her heart remained restless. When Heathcliff returned years later, now rich and refined, her feelings resurfaced. Heathcliff, however, was changed. Fueled by revenge, he bought Wuthering Heights from Hindley, who had gambled away his fortune and had taken to alcoholism after his wife's death. Hindley had a son named Hareton. Then Heathcliff set his sights on destroying Edgar's happiness by marrying his gentle sister, Isabella Linton.
Unable to suppress her emotions, Catherine fell into despair. Her health declined. She fell gravely ill. On her deathbed, Heathcliff visited her. "You have killed me, Heathcliff," she whispered, "but I cannot live without you." Soon after their meeting she went into labor and after giving birth to her daughter Cathy she died. Heathcliff was devastated. "I cannot live without my soul," he cried, wandering the moors in grief. He was grief-stricken and called on Catherine's ghost to haunt him for the rest of his life. Meanwhile, Isabella, Heathcliff's wife, fled from his cruelty and settled in London, where she gave birth to their son, Linton. She raised him alone. As her health failed, she sent word to her brother, Edgar, to care for him. Edgar went to see his sister in London. After that Isabella died and Edgar brought her son to Thrushcross Grange, but Heathcliff soon took Linton forcibly to Wuthering Heights, claiming him to be his son. Cathy, who was Catherine and Edgar's daughter, and Linton, who was Heathcliff and Isabella's son, developed a friendship. Heathcliff wanted Cathy to marry Linton to seize Thrushcross Grange. He tricked her by claiming Linton was dying of heartbreak. Out of sympathy, Cathy visited Wuthering Heights, where Heathcliff imprisoned her and forced her to marry Linton. She consented to marry Linton under Heathcliff's pressure. At Thrushcross Grange, Edgar, Cathy's father's health had been declining for some time. He was on his deathbed. Only after the marriage did Heathcliff allow Cathy to return home, just in time to see Edgar before he died. Soon after that Linton also died as he was frail and sickly, leaving Cathy helpless under Heathcliff's control. After Linton's death, Heathcliff became the master of both estates. But despite his success, he remained haunted by Catherine's memory. Despite Wuthering Heights' grim atmosphere, Cathy found comfort in Hareton, who was Hindley's son. Though uneducated and rough due to Heathcliff's neglect, he was kind-hearted. Over time, Cathy taught him to read, and they grew close. One evening, Heathcliff observed them together, noticing their growing affection. For the first time, his thirst for vengeance wavered. Their bond reminded him of his lost love, and a strange weariness overtook him. Days later, he was found dead in his room, and a strange smile on his face as reunited with Catherine. Months later, Mr. Lockwood returned to Wuthering Heights, surprised by its transformation. Cathy and Heathcliff had softened its oppressive air, and the cruelty that once lingered there had faded. Before leaving, Lockwood visited the churchyard, where 3 graves lay side by side: Catherine, Edgar, and Heathcliff. Standing before them, he pondered whether the restless souls of Wuthering Heights had finally found peace. As he walked away, the wind whispered through the moors, and for a fleeting moment, he imagined 2 figures wandering together in the distance: Catherine and Heathcliff, forever united.